Welcome to the Pearls of Wisdom podcast, brought to you by Southern Jewelry News and Jewelry Store Marketers. Hello, everyone. This is Guy Panetta with Jewelry Store Marketers, and I'm here for another episode of the Pearls of Wisdom Jewelry podcast. And my co-host, Elisa Dillon, is not with us, but we have some special people here with us. We have Matthew Gross, a jeweler from Michigan, and we also have Jesus and Alejandra down in Mexico. And we'll get into all the stories and everyone soon here. But back in October 2022, there was an article written about your journey, Matthew, and that was titled "From Michigan to Mexico: Jewelers' Philanthropic Adventures." So you were featured in this article. Can you tell me the story and why you were featured?
So I do a lot of traveling, and my wife and I decided to go to San Miguel, Mexico. And so I always seek out different jewelers to meet when I go places. And so Jesus was running an ad on the Airbnb experiences that said, "Make a ring in a day." So I found it interesting and reached out and said, "Can I come visit your studio?" And they said yes. And so my wife and I went and visited, and I found that he needed more equipment, better equipment. He was teaching people, but it just felt like he needed better equipment. So I had this idea to send him like a couple of tools that we had that really would help. And then so I had mentioned it to a couple friends of mine, and then they said, "Well, I have tools too. I can send tools." And then next thing you know, we're filling a 500-pound crate of tools and equipment and shipping it down to San Miguel. And yeah,
That's interesting.
it's fun. It's fun.
That was so. In your travels and visiting other jewelers or other studios, is what you found down in Mexico, was that the most unique so far, and that that you found in your travels?
Most unique. I think they're all unique. What was most unique is that they were able to make nice jewelry with the tools that they had. Whereas other countries I've been to, they've had fancier tools and just made the same kind of quality. So you think like if you give them better tools, then wow, what can they do then? Maybe, you know, it could just open a whole world of jewelry exploring
Got
when you
it.
have the
Got
right
it. What?
tools. When you can see
Yeah.
something through a microscope, and yeah, it's a whole different world.
Mm-hmm. Could you just give us a brief history of your jewelry experience and uh,
Yeah, I
how
got
long have you been
into
a
the
jeweler?
jewelry.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I got into jewelry making at 14 years old. I got an apprenticeship with a local jeweler and kind of made my way around different jewelry stores, just picking up more and more things and pretty much self-taught. And then decided to go to GIA, did that program out in California, and then moved to Connecticut and worked for a jeweler in Stamford, Connecticut, as an appraiser and a designer. And then got sucked back to Michigan because of family, and opened my own studio in 1995. And I've been full-time self by myself since then. And just, yeah, it's a simple shop, just small, no inventory, just all custom and repair work. Yeah.
Got it.
And then we try to travel as much as we can.
Right. Right. So, what was the first impression when you met Jesus and Alejandra down in their shop?
So So my first impression was, wow, this is really great. So the taxi driver dropped us off at their house, which was quite a ways outside the city. I thought, wow, this is really great. And my wife later told me that she texted our children and said, Dad has gotten us into another situation I might not ever see you again. Because she hasn't spent enough time like outside the walls of, you know, civilization.
Yes,
But I
exactly.
thought it was great. And but yeah, so she's learned that a lot of areas in Mexico there's a lot of like just brick walls and a door, and then you open the door and it opens to this beautiful garden. Um,
Right.
so yeah, but she loved it, and we had a blast, and they were really friendly, and yeah, and
Yes.
their daughter kind of sold us. We were sold because of our
Got it.
daughter. Yeah.
Perfect. Jesus and Alejandra, what were you thinking when you met Matthew and learning about what he does? What was it? How was the experience?
Nah, okay. Thank you for inviting us to your podcast. the In that time, I remember we was very busy with the Airbnb experience, and it's just one day we don't have a schedule for mega ring. So Matthew wrote to my wife, and she asked me, "Hey, this some guy wants to come, no?" And I tell her, yes, who is this guy? No, and she sent me the profile of Instagram, and I'm start checking, and in my mind, it's like he can show me something, no, because he's selling diamonds, he work with precious stone and precious metal. I'm just work with silver, and I think he can show me something, no, and yes, he give me a couple tricks, and when he tell us I have a couple of tools and I don't use anymore. I'm just thinking come on, this guy is just talking, you know. But when we start talking, be in touch with Matthew, and he starts sending me the picture of the tools, and when I saw this create 500 pounds, it's like wow, man. I don't know. This guy is like my angel. I don't know how to use a couple of tools like the microscope or the magnetic tumble, but I'm start learning little by little. Right now, he's helping me too much. You know, he's like helping make all this tool. I'm gonna make that tool like in 20, 30 years. You know, and he just is like the magic given to me.
Yes.
I'm really appreciated.
So Matthew was like your angel.
Yes, See,
Keys.
Yes, you were like their angel. So why did you, Matthew, what was it about them that you really wanted to help them and provide even tools and ship a 500-pound crate of other equipment? Why is it that, what compelled you to help them in this way?
I don't know. I don't know. I just had this feeling, you know, like seemed like they were doing something really good, you know, teaching the kids, and they just seemed like really nice people that needed a little bit of help, and um, yeah, so I just thought, you know, help them a little bit and see what, you know, see what they can do from there once I give them the help. I mean, I'll be long
Right,
gone and they'll be still getting the benefits of all that
right.
stuff that we helped them with.
Sure. Since that crate of tools arrived, how have they? Do you know how that has changed their process or their learning or jewelry making?
yeah, so um, they were able to help, teach more than just one person at a time because we sent them multiple sets of equipment. Um, and so that changed the whole landscape on how, like, you can teach more than one person. And because we've given these tools, Jesus has felt more comfortable and confident, and so they moved closer to town. And so now they're just down the street from his job at an institute, and um, they're going to start a coffee shop. And it's just like you can see the effects from just like a little bit of help. It like
That's
makes huge, you know, effects, long-term effects. And then, who
yes,
knows what their daughter will do, and because she's given more opportunities because of this. And yeah, and then there a couple weeks ago, I saw he was hosting some kids from the United States. They were learning about jewelry making at his studio at his house. So
right.
yeah, it's growing. It's
Yes,
kind of
that's
like we just
great.
planted the seed, and then they're just building it up. And yeah,
Fantastic. Uh, Jesus and Alejandra, do you why do you teach kids how to make jewelry?
Well, that was something that just came when our daughter was born. We just get to see them with different eyes. When you have a child at home, you see that they are the future of the world. So, a few months before Matthew came, we were teaching a summer camp to kids right here in San Miguel with just a few tools that we had, and it was very successful. And all the kids just they fell in love with jewelry. They learned how to do different stuff that they couldn't just imagine before they had this chance to be close to the jewelry. And by that time, we just noticed that through the Airbnb experiences, a lot of moms and dads just write to us and told us if they could bring their own child. And every time that we have a class for children, they just are amazed and working with fire and soldering and doing all this stuff is something that changed their minds. Right now we have a student. His name is Jonah. He's 14 years old, and we divided all the teaching that Jesus can do in 7 modules, and he's running the second one. So he's very very happy with this, and he all the time says to Jesus, "Oh, I want to make my own business with this, and I want to take all the 7 models with you." So that's why they are the future. They are young. Have all the opportunities to go for them. We just love to teach and share the knowledge.
That's great. Congratulations. Are there how many have you taught many kids already?
Yeah, around 15.
Mhm.
Okay, great, great. And that's fantastic. How does it make you feel, Matthew, with the help that you've provided is helping more people and grow and create future jewelers?
I think it's great because what we've done by giving Jesus and Alejandra these better tools, now they have the tools to learn the skills that they may not have ever been exposed to, and be able to make a better living with the equipment. So like now, like the last time when we came down there, we brought 4 suitcases filled with equipment, and one of them was with laptops. Um, so I was teaching Alejandro when I was there CAD, um, and
Hmm.
we somebody donated a 3D printer, a good one.
Wow.
And so, they could, like, the some of the jewelers here don't even have that. And it's, just expanding it out, just because they, were born in a different country, they should still have access to the same equipment that we have. Um, and it sucks when money gets in the way. So it's been great that people have donated, to be able to give all the equipment and everything. Even the shipping, um, we had the guy that took care of the shipping, he did it for like 1/3 the price of what everyone else wanted to ship it for, just because he wanted to help also. So that was really helpful too. So then
That's
we could just
great.
spend more money on equipment. And yeah, but
That's
yeah, no, it's
fantastic.
really great to be able to give, they're giving underprivileged people opportunities that just probably would never have happened, which is great, because if you bring up
Right.
one family, then that helps another family, and then it just keeps dominoing into,
Right. Right.
then the community gets stronger, and it's great. Yeah.
Fantastic. What uh, for you, Matthew, how do you see what's the next step? What's on the horizon here with this situation?
I'd like to raise more money for more equipment. Um, and because the we talked about it when I was there. So they're going to buy a big house one day, and then they're going to turn the house that they have now into a whole school. So all the bedrooms will be school and everything. So we just have to make that happen. But like, it's always good to dream big and everything. Um, I'm going to go down there again next year, for a month or so, hopefully two. And I've started a touring business where I'm going to bring people down. We started, the last time I brought 6 people down, and nobody fell, no one got hurt, and no one got sick. It was great. Like, I thought things were going to
Good.
happen because that's just what happens, but nothing happened. It was
Exactly.
wonderful, and everybody had a blast. And all the older people said when their parents die, they're going to move to San Miguel. So, like, everybody loved it. And so the next trip will be more, um, uh, involved as far as volunteering with the people that come. So we'll set that up between Jesus's house and the institute that he works at down the street, and then we'll have workshops with Jesus, with the people that are coming down. We've already talked about, like, doing leather bracelets, these traditional Mexican leather bracelets, and some other projects. Um, and yeah, so I mean, I'm just going to try to build it up as like a whole experience of traveling and jewelry, and use it.
Okay.
One part might be to explore the city's architecture and talk about how that influences different jewelry designs. So yeah, it'll be a lot of
Perfect.
fun. I mean, I got a lot of plans. I always shoot for the stars, and see what
Sounds
happens.
good. Sounds good. Before this experience, have you seen any other opportunities to help others? Maybe not even in jewelry, but has is this something that helping others? Is this something that you just feel like naturally attracted to, or is a new situation for you?
So I never go into anything saying I'm going to help people. It just kind of happens. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, I kind of get sucked into it. Like, just like, I get drawn to it, and like
Yeah.
somebody will say a problem they're having, and then all of a sudden I'm totally involved. Like, I was in Bologna, Italy, and I met this jeweler, and he was telling me this problem, and so then I helped him out with this problem, and then when I got back, he called me, and then I sent him some stuff, and like, yeah, I just like kind of fall into these situations. um
It,
yeah, it's happened with a couple
that's
different
great.
jewelers in Italy, and Yeah, and then I have apprentices that come to the studio and interns, and they come for a summer internship, and then 5 years later, I can't kick them out because, like,
Yeah, right.
yeah, I help them, and it's just, yeah, I I, I don't go out and go, oh, I'm going to help this person and that person. I just like it finds me.
You ha-
Yeah, I guess that's
I
the way it
think
is.
I
It
think
finds me.
you seem to have a big heart that you want to help people. So that's fantastic. And you found Jesus and Alejandra to help in Mexico, and that's fantastic. Um, Jesus, Alejandra, how would if you if you never met Matthew, how would your life be different today? Would it be very different?
Well, I just can say that that everything that Matthew has sent us, it clearly changed our lives. I mean, there's a lot of tools that we couldn't even imagine to have in our whole life, you know. And well, we work as a team. Jesus is he's the jeweler, and I'm a designer. But I fell in love also with jewelry since he teach me 5 years ago, and I admire him because he's very talented. And right now he's really all his talent is just showing off. And what is better is that he loves to spread the knowledge. So he loves being a teacher, and he always is happy to go to the institute and to receive the people here. But when he goes to the institute and these these guys just fall in love with the jewelry, and they are just asking to the principal that they want more jewelry because they just give a few classes of it, and that fills my heart so much. So the life clearly has changed completely. I mean, we couldn't even be in this house right now if Matthew couldn't just bring these tools to us. You know, the life was different then and right now. Thanks to God and Matthew and all the people that fascinated, our lives has changed a lot. And as Matthew says, it's all in us. No, we need to focus and go for more and go for more, and we want to do it completely.
I think
Yes,
that
no,
Fantastic.
I think they would have gotten to where they want to be without me. I just kind of sped it up a little bit. That's all. Because
yes,
they're both of them are very talented, and I have no doubt that they really didn't need me, but it just helped. It like sped it up, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
You have something you want to add, Jesus?
yes. The life change like 360 degrees. We offer the first class we offer was Airbnb experience. Welding with a torch, but that torch you have to blow in, with the feet. And then I used to have a torch. The name is Orca, so it's connected directly to the gas, no? And then Matthew sent them a little torches. Then I can use it because I don't have the money for buy the tank, the oxy. Okay, so when Matthew came in February, she buy a tank. Thank you for the oxy tank, and now we connect two little torches. So that is fancy for me. This work with oxy and gas, and you heat it so fast, you weld it so fast. It's like a toys, so easy toys.
The torch that he used before, it was gas like a
Right now,
gasoline, and then you press a pedal
Yeah.
and it produces the air to blow it. Like it was
Oh, got
very,
it. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it worked
Rustic.
for him, but
Yeah.
this just speeds up his process. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
great.
and,
Yeah, it's
and
great.
right now when I'm in the institute teaching in the mornings, the students is like, hey, Jesus, you can help me because I have difficulties for welding here. So I came and they have a orca, torches, and I say like, oh, where is my little torch? I'm missing right now my little torches, but I know how to welding with this. You have to blowing to pushing. I know how to welding with the orca, and right now I know how to welding with a little torch. So the the Matthew changed everything. I tell him to my wife and Matthew, if Matthew just send me the polisher, the machine, and the one oven for casting, I'm gonna be happy. But this guy like focusing. I wanna give you like all tools that you really need for jewelry equipment, no? So right now, today I'm bring my magnetic tumble to the school, and it's for one student, and then the other student is like, "What is this?" Huh? It's a polisher, and everybody saw how is the polish, and I can put in my things. I can and my my magnetic tumble is working like 2 hours. And I said, hey
Hmm.
guys, don't relax because this one is not cheap. Uh, he's not he changed my life, but at the same time he changed other lives. They like people people came here and it's like, you have these tools, or when I bring the tools to the institute, everybody learns more. So he changed a lot of lives, and especially the lives of my daughter. She changed that life.
That's great. Congratulations. It sounds like Alejandra and Jesus, you're doing some really amazing things there. So congratulations for all the help that
Gracias.
you've
Thank you.
done.
Thank you for the interview.
And yes, and Matthew, congratulations to you for really helping such amazing people, but doing it so selflessly. You saw a need, and you just help. And it sounds like this is not a unique situation with you. It looks like when you see people that could use some help, you're just uh, you just offer your help. So it's really amazing to have people like you in the industry, um, and everyone that read your story and listened to this interview. I'm sure they're better off knowing about the kindness that you showed Jesus and Alejandra down in Mexico. And like you said earlier, it doesn't matter where they were born or where they are. I mean, they should have the same access to the same tools, and so that's really great that you guys came together to help each other. Sounds like they gave you a little bit of help as well.
Their
To,
daughter
to
taught me how to say more bread, please, which was
more bread.
very handy when I went to this Italian restaurant and I didn't have my translator. So now I
Sounds good.
know mas pan.
Maspa. That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, if anybody out there listening or reading the article on Southern Jury News once would like to help or more, how can they get a hold of you, Matthew?
They can just go to my website, mhgjewelry.com, and within the website they can find the link for the fundraiser and the tour that I'm running down in San Miguel with the workshops. And yeah, it's pretty easy.
Okay. Perfect. So people not only can uh, contact you to help, but also you can bring them down with you, part of a tour,
Yeah,
and
next yeah,
experience.
yeah.
Yeah. When is the next one?
The
When is the
next one's
next tour
planned
that
for
you got?
February 24. So
February
next
24.
February, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a limit of people that you would bring with you, or how's that work?
Um 12 per week is the
12
limit.
per
Yeah.
week. Ah, okay.
Yeah, 12 people
Got
per
it.
week.
Got it.
I'd love to do it all the way through the winter because, Michigan's not very warm up here in February and March. And that would be great.
Right.
Maybe 3 months.
There we
Sorry.
go. No worries. So we we were just I guess just wrapping up and just saying congratulations to everyone. Congratulations, Matthew. Congratulations, Jesus and Alejandra.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you.
It's such a great story, and one that I'm excited for the industry and the readers and audience of Southern Jury News to hear. Matthew, we already know how others can find you and find information about the Mexico fundraiser, so that's great. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Matthew, to wrap this up?
Just thank you for doing the interview, and
Absolutely.
can't wait to see what other people will be inspired to do to help.
Absolutely. And Jesus and Alejandra, thank you for joining us, and yes, I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm really appreciated you take this experience, because I'm talking
Yes.
to a couple of people and I tell them about what happened, and everybody's like, "Hey, man, nobody happens all this in the life, You know what I mean? No.
Right.
So you are lucky, guys. So thank you, and I'm more lucky because we have you now in this interview."
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, everyone. And anyone listening, please check out mhgjewelry.com. We'll have it linked. I'm probably saying it all wrong. We'll have it linked in the podcast. Make sure you show Matthew and his company and Susa and Alejandra them some love as well. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And this is another episode of the Pearls of Wisdom Jewelry Podcast. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for listening to the Pearls of Wisdom Jewelry Podcast. For more information about the show, please visit southernjewelrynews.com/podcast, brought to you by Southern Jewelry News and Jewelry Store Marketers. Make sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you can catch the next show. See you then.